Simple, right? Well, that's what I thought, but after searching multiple websites and connecting with multiple agents, I simply couldn't find an office space that fits our needs. Keeping up to date with office space as and when it became available meant staying in constant communication with multiple websites and agents. And on many occasions I would find an office space that seemed perfect, just to discover that it had already gone. Eventually, the CEO decided that we should find an empty space and renovate it. So, behind schedule, with frustrated employees, we started searching and comparing an array of products and services required to manage a successful move. Partitioning walls, structured cabling, carpets, paint and decorators, IT comms, telephone providers, printers, furniture, space plans, the list goes on. It was an incredibly time-consuming and costly process. And 18 months later, we finally moved into our new office. Time to relax. Wait, we now had 100 employees. We need additional space. It felt like a never-ending journey, and it turns out that I'm not the only one that's had this type of experience. Whether you're a startup looking for flexible office space, or a company with 250 employees looking for a purpose-built home, moving office is complicated. Why isn't there a simpler way? Welcome to My Office Move, the first online marketplace for moving office. Search, learn, compare and quote everything required to manage a successful move. Our journey began in April this year, so what progress have we made in 6 months? On our platform, we already have over 800 commercial property agents mapped by location. We have 1,493 service office operators UK-wide. We have 90% coverage of all office listings in zones 1 and 2 of London, the most complicated part of the UK to source an office space. And we have 40% coverage of the rest of the UK. Collectively, we have over 10,000 office listings on our platform. In addition to this, we have over 1,200 products and services required to manage the full process of moving office. And through partnerships, we're already capable of helping companies of 1 to 250 employees with the entire process of moving office. Now, we want to celebrate, but popping champagne and partying hard isn't really our style. So instead, we believe that as we grow, we should put a helping hand out behind us. And today, that's why we are offering free office space to, I've missed a bit here. We're offering free office space to startups and entrepreneurs. I'm going to go back a slide here, because this is important. What is it that makes us unique? And that simply is this. We are the only PropTech company to focus on the entire process of moving office, which in the UK is a £40 billion market. So, thank you very much for listening to me there today. I feel absolutely blessed to have been able to share the story and progress of my office move. And to anyone in the room that's looking for an office move, I look forward to giving you a helping hand. Thank you very much.
2-3 months ago. So as mentioned previously, some of you weren't here before, TechDay UK is a not-for-profit organisation that was set up about 7 years ago to help support the growth of the UK's digital tech ecosystem. And we do that through a variety of programmes for entrepreneurs at a very early stage, going through to scaling businesses, and then also to our Future 50 programme, which is for 50 of the fastest growing tech companies in this country. And the aim of that is to help them scale and to go towards an MBA or IPO. We also are just a huge advocate for the sector in general. We have a lot of kind of research pieces that we do, one of which is our Tech Nation report, which is an annual publication, which is the most comprehensive analysis of the UK's tech sector. And we have some copies that we've gone like gold dust, but we have some really nice banners with some facts, and you can have a look online at some really interesting insights basically that come out of them. At the moment, we're also doing a series on talent, so it's a 4-part series. The second one is about to come out, and it's exploring digital tech skills in the UK, and that's in partnership with LinkedIn. So we work with a lot of organisations to use data and to pull out key themes in the digital sector. We've worked with Leicester, and in the past we've worked with LinkedIn, we've worked with Hackney Council. So if you can see any kind of opportunity that we can collaborate, my role at TechDay's events and partnerships as well. So next up, we have Next Up Comedy, and they are the final comedy in our general demo section, and we're moving on to enterprise. Next up, disrupts the stand-up market by filming the most exciting comedy specials and showcasing them to a worldwide audience of fans via their own subscription video on-demand platform. So please welcome Dan from Next Up.
As mentioned, we are the Netflix of UK stand-up, and over the next 3 minutes, I'll tell you a bit about why we formed that and how we do it. It all started because me and my fellow co-founders are comedy fans. We attended the Edinburgh Fringe every year, and what we noticed was something quite startling, that after spending about 8 months every year crafting a show, comedians were letting it disappear without any visual trace. So there was a huge amount of quality comedy going to waste, so we thought that was sad, both for the comedians and for comedy fans such as ourselves, because if you couldn't make it to the Fringe, or you didn't happen to catch a small regional run, there was no way of catching up on good comedy which was out there. So we put together our brains. We come from a production and platform background, and we came up with a subscription video on demand platform a lot like Netflix. By specialising in a genre, we can offer more depth and more scope for comedy shows than any of our competitors. It's £3.50 per month, there's a 30-day free trial, and there's over 80 shows, most of which are exclusive to our platform. There's a little demo here as a screen grab from the iPad. It's a familiar Netflix. Oh, it's not working. It's a shame. We have an iPad down there, and you can get a more hands-on demo after this. Oh, there you go. So what we do is we divide our content by subgenre. We try and showcase the whole spectrum of comedy. Previously, if you watch Live at the Apollo, you're just getting a fairly sanitized 1% reflection of what's really out there. We know that there's amazing shows which are selling out and winning awards which don't get a look on traditional telly. So we're showcasing the whole spectrum of comedy. The subscription video on demand market is huge and it's growing. However, it's not just Netflix and Amazon Prime. Over the past 6 years, there's been a huge rise in niche channels such as ourselves, and as you can see, they've now overtaken the mainstream players. Other people doing similar things in different genres to us are Shudder, which is horror, wrestling, anime, British drama, and reality, and we're currently the only company doing what we do for comedy. As a result, the reaction from comedians and comedy fans has been fantastic. Comedians now have a second place for their shows to live on, they're not being lost, and comedy fans can now catch up wherever they are. Our next step, we have done 2 previous seed rounds, we're now raising the 3rd round, of which around half is already committed. We're looking to close December 1st, and eventually we want to be a brand which is absolutely synonymous with comedy. If you're interested, probably linger at the back for a bit, and if not, if you sort of do a U-turn as soon as you walk out the door in the bottom corner, and we get to chat. Thank you very much.
Prioritise web-based attacks. Our products, which we originally developed for the Ministry of Defence and GCHQ, are in use with the likes of financial services, retail, healthcare, and government organisations. So we're fundamentally addressing 2 key challenges in cybersecurity. So the first one is just the sheer volume of cyber attacks, but not just the volume, but the increasing sophistication of attacks, but also the amount of noise that's being generated by scammers and bots and just automated attacks, continually looking at programming for vulnerabilities in your website. We're also looking at how we address the balancing and the way people are dealing with those attacks and providing them with a tool to work more effectively and efficiently. On the other side of the slide there, we're looking at how companies are dealing with conventional web application security. They're using rules and using signatures. That's just not an effective way of dealing with attacks. It's very reactive. If it carries on, companies like Equifax and TalkTalk continue to be used. So what do? We don't use rules, we don't use signatures. We use this concept of kill chain. So the majority of activity events are really going to be around normal users. People like you and me, logging in, doing your business as you should do, no malicious intent. The next step is really reconnaissance attacks, and this is where the bots and the automated tools are really probing websites and looking for vulnerabilities in your website. Once they find a vulnerability, that's when the human typically will get involved. And what they'll do is they'll then use that information to maybe enumerate the fields in the database to understand what is in the database. And from there, they can then exploit that information and ultimately take the information that they need. So we use unsupervised machine learning to look at what's normal for your website, what comes in, what goes out, what is normal. When something is abnormal, we will then take it to the next stage, which is semi-supervised machine learning. We build a model for each of the attack vectors that we're looking at, and essentially we're looking for three key characteristics. So how sophisticated is that attack? So that could be the length of the attack string, keywords used, etc. We're also trying to understand how capable the attack is. So has the attacker been doing a reconnaissance attack before? Where are they attacking from? We're trying to understand whether they're a human or whether they are a system, essentially. But most importantly, we look at how effective the attack is. As we sit at the application there, we see what's going in, but we also see how your system is responding. So if your system is responding abnormally, it's a sophisticated attack, it's a very capable attacker, and you can say with some certainty it's a very high-risk attack. And that's when we want to do it. We don't want to alert you when it's low risk, we don't want to alert you when it's medium high risk. The more information the system gets, the system becomes more accurate. If something is outside the scope of the machine learning, then it will flag it up to us and to you, and we can retag it. And next time that attack appears, then the system and we will know where it sits in this country. So to summarise, we don't use bots, hopefully that's relatively clear. What we do use is AI, machine learning, to look for anomalies in the traffic, and then once we've found the anomaly, we then determine how risky it is. It's fundamentally around risk based. We sit at the application layer, so we don't necessarily replace your existing systems and spend a fortune. We augment them, we complement them. And we sit at the application layer means we can also see the response of the system, which is critically determining the risk. And uniquely, patents are around providing this real-time risk assessment. That means we can detect and identify the most harmful and dangerous attacks immediately, reducing the response times from days to seconds. This analytic, we're down in the middle somewhere, down there, and we're more happy to share more information about this and talk about some of the use cases.
So I can't remember if I mentioned this already, and I apologise if I'm repeating myself, but I thought I'd share an interesting fact with you. So it was part of our technician research that we shed light on kind of the investment that's coming into the UK, and actually the UK has a considerable amount more investment coming into the UK than other places in Europe. And a key finding of the 2017 report was that the UK's digital sector is growing 50% faster than the wider economy, which is, I think, a really great sign that we're in the right place at Tech Day together, celebrating tech. So, coming up now, we have Connected Business, and I'd like to welcome Alan from Connected Business. The UK launched their unified e-commerce back system, Connected Business.
Edwards, I'm from Connected Business in the UK. Let's talk about e-commerce. We've got a website, things is going great, fantastic. Then the problems are there, and it's normally to do with inventory. So, you get an odd unhappy customer, it creates a problem. Most of those problems are caused because the e-commerce is not fully connected to the back office because it's not designed to be so, or the other way around, the back office solution is not connected to e-commerce. What we've got as a challenge is the data is not real time. So how many boxes have I got on the shelf? And how many have I left to sell? Everything's not synchronized, so the customer names is not going back and forward, the data is all over the place, and also if we want to upgrade the system and move on as things move on, we've got a problem. So what we've got is a serious problem, and in surveys that have been done, basically people are looking to get a unified system, one system that controls everything that they would do with regard to their e-commerce. And let's take a look at our solution, Connected Business. We've got a powerful ERP system, which is basically your accounts. It is certified by the Chartered Accountants of England and Wales. We've got a retail or a real-time e-commerce system, and it is link for business to business as well as B2C, in that if I have business customers and their prices come through, their discounts come through, which is not normal on a lot of the other websites. We also have our digital marketing and CRM, and we have our warehouse management, because at the end of the day it's not much good selling anything if you're not supplying it to the customer. If we're not supplying the correct item to the customer, we're not delivering it on time. We also have a shipping module, basically that when the orders come in, the person picks it, it goes to FedEx Express or any of the other shippers, puts down the shipping information, sends them the delivery information, and basically pushes that up to the website and prints out the label. So speeding everything up. Because a lot of e-commerce people, business people are using several channels. They may even have a shop or some other warehouse or store or something that we're selling out if we do our point of sale. We've also got business intelligence. If you're doing what's right, you should be doing it better. You should be moving it on. If you're doing what's wrong, you should be closing it down. We have connectors to other marketplaces, in that we want to sell from as many channels as possible. If we've got 300 sitting on the shelf, we'd like to make sure we've got as big an audience as possible. Connected business puts it all together. This is what should happen, and we are doing it for customers. Some of our customers are doing 9,000 orders a day. We don't want anything to fall out in that scenario. We have offices across the world, and we run the UK branch of it. Some of our happy customers. We have an active community, and we've also given people video tools for training, whatever, in order to give them the tools to do the job and know what they're supposed to be doing. One of the major benefits of our software is the plugin compatibility. We've done things like telephone integration, SEO optimization, and all of those plugins we can add in the system seamlessly. It all works as one. We have a global network of partners, so we have expertise coming all over. The most important bit is we have actually today at TechDay launched a free of charge version of our software with basically everything in it. It can be downloaded on the website. We want to give smaller businesses and larger businesses a chance of getting something that will take them to the next level. Obviously, when they move up that scale, they can also have a professional edition, which in case it uses SQL, the full-blown version, whereas the free version actually uses SQL Express. Thank you very much for your time.
UK. This is going to be the last one that I introduced to you guys before I hand over to my colleague. So yeah, if you want to find out more about TechDay UK, about our visas, our programs, how we can help you, or if you'd like to partner on something with us, we'd be really happy to chat to you and explore that with you. So next up, I'd like to introduce Consortic. Consortic make it easier for organisations to put drones in the sky safely using training, consultancy and their safety management system software. And today they will discuss enabling drone use and maximising their potential by reducing and mitigating the associated risks. So please welcome Consortic.
First, I'd like to start by saying congratulations. Congratulations in the sense that we've made it. The year is 2027. Autonomous flying taxis are norm. Amazon deliveries by drone is also in. And your Saturday night takeaway is delivered in style. Let's be honest, what a time to be alive. But unfortunately, it's 2017 and we're not quite there yet. Who would have thought that after 114 years of manned aviation, we are now successful in automated unmanned flight. But let's be honest, did the Wright brothers think that aviation would take the path that it's taken? It only took 10 years from the first flight to the first commercial flight, and the industry within the drones is only a few years past its first flight. So if we are to expand at the same rate as manned aviation, technologies need to become smarter and the understanding of the application needs to change. But we need to do this and deliver it and demonstrate it safely. We now consider the safest way to travel is to fly a 560-ton aircraft over major populated cities like London. But let's be honest, this has not happened by fluke. With the tried and tested industry, like commercial aviation, we are building on similar foundations to get to the same stage where ordering your Saturday night takeaway and being delivered to your door by drone is safer than going out to go and get it. Consorted are part of this development, and we aim to achieve the same standard as manned aviation. This is where CQNet comes into it. CQNet is aimed and developed to offer safe drone management to any organisation. It's currently deployed in the largest media outlet in the world, also helping major oil and gas industries manage their drone operations and enabling high-profile rugby clubs to review on-pitch tactics. Plan, fly, review, repeat, all without compromising on safety. If you have one operator and one drone, or a squadron of drones, CQNet can manage your operations safely. CQNet is only part of what Consortic can offer. Thank you.
Thank you very much to Consortic. Can we have another round of applause for them, please? You can do better than that. Come on, I know it's the end of the day. There we go. Right, my name's Hiran. I'm taking over TechDay UK for the final part of the demo stage. So, continuing on from the great ones that we've just heard, we have Lula, wearing a bright yellow t-shirt for us today. So their slogan is less clicks, more life. And so their product Lula is supposed to change the world of communication and collaboration.
Nice to meet you. I think you get a lot of information today, a lot of stuff, and maybe it feels like that. Maybe some of you have also the same emotional stuff when you work with cloud applications, and you will get a lot of messages over a lot of channels. You have to find a lot of information which will hit you every day, and you have a lot of applications to do your daily work. And maybe in the end of the day, it looks a little bit like yesterday, very cloudy. Is this a good feeling when you work with cloud applications? When you share all your stuff over different applications, when you must organize it with a lot of cloud applications? We know from the last few years that a lot of users and a lot of customers explain us that it's not a good way. It feels ugly, it feels strange. So maybe some application which you use every day on a mobile or web browser. You interact, you manage tasks, you organize your network, have meetings, collaborate, whatever. And the question is, could this be easier? Could this be easier manageable, easier to communicate with others? And our idea is we create an application, an aggregation application, who connects all these cloud applications together to give you one inbox, one task list, one activity stream, one way to search things, one way to filter things, to destroy all the noise which isn't necessary at the moment, to see only the information which are currently important. We know this is a Ruler cockpit. And how works it? It's quite easy. It works as you think about things. You have a network of people, we have topics, we organize this based on this information and these topics. We put a time frame on it. We reduce a few thousand information pieces which hits you every day to a few dozens to make it easier to work in projects and opportunities, whatever. And give you an easy web interface and also easy mobile applications to manage your life, to manage digital work. This will be a platform which connects to applications, works on any device, and puts some tricky stuff on it to make it easy to organize the information, to find the right information which are necessary at the moment, to bring back the sunshine in your daily work. And if you're interested in this solution, maybe be part of the MVP starting end of the year, come down to the enterprise area, give us your business card, register on the webpage, and have a better solution to organize your digital work. Thanks.
We're going to move on very swiftly to vested. So we've got vested in the house. Close by. So Vested is an online platform that helps business owners share their equity in their business without the cost and complexity. The CEO and co-founder of Vested, Ifti Nasir, is here to tell you a little bit more about how it works for Ritam and his team at Studio Graphene.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you everybody for being here. Okay, as mentioned there, Vested is a very straightforward business around distributing your equity, making you ultimately more than just selling it, and we are authorised and regulated by the FCA. With my own background, years and years of experience in doing deals with equity, trying to bring that to the accessible price and complexity point for everybody. Disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor, but the experience is what we bring to the table, as well as the tools and products. So Ritam, Studio Graphene, what Ritam wanted to do was share equity with his team. We wanted everybody in that business to have skin in the game. Skin in the game does a lot of things. It makes sure that everybody brings more to the table each day. It changes the emotional interaction with the team as well. But what he found was that the team was of a wide variety of people. They're not real, they're just characters. But what he found was that it was actually really complex, really expensive, and in the main paper-based and just tiresome. So it's something that was always put off until tomorrow in terms of setting up a share scheme for your employees or setting up a share mechanism for your consultants or advisors. What we did was, in a 30-minute conversation with Ritam, understood what he needed, talked through the various tools that could be deployed for him, and helped put together a plan for him in terms of who, what, over what time horizon would get what shares for what, and built that solution for him. He now has a solution that at any point in time he can both issue new shares or new options to anybody within his team. You can keep an eye on everything associated with his cap table, from the shares that have been issued to those that are promised, when they're going to come into effect, what the vesting period is. And you can do all this real time without the cost or complexity. It's a tool that the aim is to make it accessible from the first day of a startup's life, to have everybody who's part of that business to be vested and committed to its success. If you'd like to hear a little bit more about Vested, please come down to our stall and see how you can get everybody who's involved in your business a little skin in the game. Cheers.
We're going to move on to our third company of this session, so a company called SELFSTIR, about the wonderful world of HR. No one roll your eyes. Here's a company that says that looks like they're at war with HR, but in reality they're driven to build a transformational organizational tool that are making traditional HR practitioners skip a beat.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to introduce SELFSTIR. We are a leadership and organizational development cloud solutions provider. It's very important to note here that organizational development is not really HR. I just wanted to put that across because it's, many people don't distinguish the two. We are experts in organizational development and organizational design. We understand the needs of the organizations, and we are passionate about technology and innovation. So that's our sweet spot. So what we provide is an expert tool for expert practitioners. We know the processes and concepts, we apply it to our design, and we most definitely live by it. In phase 1, we focused on the individual performance, so building a 360-degree feedback and an individual development platform. In phase 2, we're going to be focusing on teams and organization-wide performance. Basically, we're working on performance tools to capture performance analytics. People are talking about people analytics. We're going to be focusing on performance analytics. Our existing business solution is a complete leadership development platform right now, and it provides extensive customizations for our clients. We're looking at our growth strategy. We're going to be focusing on sales. We're going to be focusing on content, more content. We are a knowledge provider, so this is very important for us to share our experience and our knowledge. And from the technology side, we're going to be focusing more on building our marketing automation and maintaining our product innovation. So these are some of our few existing clients. Presently, we've got 5% visitor to lead from our website. We don't do too much marketing, so these are good numbers for us. Our lead to sale is at a whopping 20%, and we have 51 paying clients presently. 60% of our revenue comes from our corporate plan and 25% from our growth plan. Our traction shows a positive upward trend line over the past few years, so since 2015 to 2017. This is an independent competitive analysis showing SELFSTIR in the upper right-hand quadrant, where it is high user interactivity on our platform, and it's high personal development focused, while our competitors, I don't know if you can see them there, our competitors are more assessment focused, where the users are passive. Our competitive advantage, like I said before, we're employee driven, we're highly collaborative, and we're development focused, not assessment focused. We're a tiny team with huge potential. We've got a huge load on our back, but we're doing okay. For investors, anyone in there, we're looking for $800,000 to raise in order to develop our SELFSTIR enterprise solution, establish a sales team, and to grow our existing market. Thank you very much.
The next company is called Airfinity. A very, very short introduction. Sebastian will definitely be listening to this one. A smarter way to sponsor and get sponsored. Event sponsorship. Very specific to today. So it's easy and precise and accountable as digital advertising. Please welcome Airfinity to the stage.
This is the right event. As you probably all know, the event industry is not the easiest these days. So we are on a very simple mission. We want to make event sponsorship as easy, as precise, and as accountable as digital advertising. And if you think about events today, it's not very easy to find the right event. You know, we looked at the tech scene in London. We found 10,000 events. So as a potential sponsor, as a corporate who wants to engage with events, how do you choose between those 10,000 events? There's no single place to go. It's not very precise. You can't search for, say, you know, I want these and these attendees, these and these customer segments. That's just impossible today. So, and also, it's not very accountable. Often you would sponsor, you would go to an event, and you don't really know, was that the right use of my time? What was actually my return on investment, etc., etc. So if you compare that to digital advertising, it is like advertising was really like 10 or maybe even 20 years ago. So we want to change that and make it as easy, precise, and as accountable as what has happened in advertising. And why do we want to do that? We want to do that because events is really business critical, as probably many of you would know. Events for B2B companies is often the only place you can really find and close a deal. You can't do that just with phone calls or digital outreach. Events are also the single biggest marketing expenditure for most B2B companies. So more than 20% of the total marketing budgets for business-to-business companies go to events. It's a huge thing. It's a $1 trillion industry by some estimates, twice as big as the global advertising industry. So it's a pretty big deal, and therefore it's important to make it right and make it data-driven. And we created the first platform, basically the world's only platform that allows you to search by audience. We have an automated quality score, so we assess all these events. You can search with multiple criteria. and you can search by social engagement metrics and other things. I'll just show you a few slides here. So say you want to engage with events in the London tech scene, you can say, you know, I'm interested in product events, fintech events, artificial intelligence events, and we'll find the events that are that have a good match with that. You can assess the social amplification, you can see which events has the biggest followers, who has the most engagement, you can compare events. And then most importantly, you can also look at attendees and get a deeper understanding of the attendees of the event across multiple events. Right now, as if you're considering sponsoring an event, you have to go to that event, ask them for the attendee info. Often that attendee info might not be verified or correct or anything like that. So we can give you accurate data that's across all of these events. Then as a potential sponsor, as a sponsor of events, you would then get a list of these events. You could see the match with the criteria you've searched for. Basically, just as when you place a digital ad on Google or Facebook or other digital providers. And you choose the event and you buy it. We currently have 15,000 events on the platform, and we are pre-scaled, so we're just basically testing it out here in the UK. We have 4,000 sponsors on the platform, so we also do the automatic matching using AI and machine learning from the organizer side. I don't have time to talk about that, but there's also a proposition for organizers. And we can reach up to 82 million followers. So it's pretty big already, and it is pre-scale. But most excitingly, you know, you should come to our store if you're interested in events, and you will get £50 free discount on your next sponsorship by buying it through us and by finding your event through us. So we're just down there, and I hope to see a lot of you.
We're going to move on to our penultimate startup. So we've just got one more after this. The company is called ONDMARC. So this is all to do with email and CRM systems. So email is a widely used communication tool that's surprisingly vulnerable to impersonation attacks. I'm sure many of us have been targeted by certain Nigerian princes for millions of pounds before. So ONDMARC is a SaaS product that provides clear actions to implement and maintain market confidence, effectively blocking cyber attacks and increasing deliverability of your email. So please welcome to the stage.
Good afternoon, my name is Gino Kokis, I'm from ONDMARC. 91% of cyber attacks start with email. And these attacks are focused on compromising your finances, your data, and the continuity of your operations. A gap in the email protocol makes it very easy for anyone to send fraudulent emails impersonating someone online. And I'm not talking about creating a fake Gmail account and sending an email from that account. I'm talking about fake emails that contain in the sender your actual domain. The solution was created in 2012 in the form of the DMARC protocol to allow servers to validate if an email is actually who they say they are, and if it's not, to be able to block that email. The DMARC protocol is an industry standard, and it has been supported and endorsed by several governments around the world, including the UK and the US. Yet adoption of the protocol is still not very wide because of the complexity of implementing it. We have created ONDMARC, a cloud SaaS solution that allows you to implement your DMARC configuration and to protect your email communications inside and outside your organization. For most people think that their email communications are originated by themselves, that they're the only ones sending emails on your behalf, mostly from your own location, if you're based in the UK, and some cloud services abroad, somewhere in the world, mostly US cloud services or different other places. The reality that we see in most of the accounts is that 20 to 30% of the emails sent from your domain are generated from other accounts, from unauthorized sources. ONDMARC can show you who in the world are using your domain to send emails on your behalf. It takes 5 minutes to set up ONDMARC in reporting mode and start building your own map. Based on those reports, ONDMARC uses a combination of AI and big data to give you clear actions to further configure your domain and start blocking those fraudulent senders wherever they are in the world. Our company, we're the only DMARC solution with an ISO 27001 certification. We are suppliers to the UK government, and we store and process all our data in the UK, making it very easy for your GDPR checklist with us. A couple of things. If you're a big company or an SME, we can help you protect your email. If you're an accelerator or a reseller, please get in touch with us. And if you are a charity, please take a look at the Free for Charity program on our website. For full protection, please look at our website and get started with ONDMARC. Thank you.
So, unfortunately, I was wrong. Sebastian said that luckily for you guys, we've got a couple more startups who are presenting after this. So we've got 3 left in this presentation. So if you were the 2 people presenting after this, I apologise. We are actually going to be able to your presentation today. So the next one we've got is Aswati from Geeky Ants. Oh, Pratik from Geeky Ants. Apologies. We don't have a bio for you, so I assume this is a mysterious, great product they're going to put together for us. So I'll let you do the talking. Thanks very much.
So how cool it would be if you have a designer tool which can write code for you, right? So we are over here to present something over here. I'm Pratik from Geeky Ants, and we have also done one of the open source project, which is NativeBiz. It's quite popular if you are a React Native developer. Right? So a usual workflow for your application is like you do a graphic design, then you do an integration with your UI team, and then a backend guy comes in and do the development, right? So we are over here to fill the gap with the UI conversion, right? How good it would be if you can remove the face of the UI completely and bridge the gap of the UI conversion, right? So by this, and you will also have opportunity where the graphics tool, is directly reading the source code and creating the UI libraries back, right? So we have a BuilderX, which is a graphic designer tool, which helps you bind your React Native code with your project, right? So this is a quick demo of our application where you can directly design, and you can see the source code directly generated by our editor over here. So, and this code is of React Native, which can be used in your project directly. Here is another example where we are showing it as copy and paste, where you can directly copy and paste it with your own code editor. And here is your view generated for your React Native project. Here is another example where you can create reusable components with the design tool, and you can copy and paste to multiple screens, and you will have a single source file for this component, which is reusable at the source level as well. So results. So a developer can save around 50% of the time while changing the UI conversion phase and other things. You can iterate your ideas faster, and you can have the designers working onto the same code base as you have been working with your developers. So developers and designers get the same source code to work on. There is no separate design files or something like that. Right? So we dream to bring designer and developer onto the same file. That's the end goal for us. And there are 2 important things for us to mention over here. Design without boundaries, in the sense like designer don't have to worry about the design what they are doing, and for the developers it is always to have a beautiful code generated for them, so they can always edit back the code and make changes. So you can just go and register onto the builderx.io, and you can get an invite function there. Right? This is our team, and thank you for that.
So we're going to jump back into cybersecurity and talk with Immersive Labs. So the cybersecurity sector is too heavily reliant on academic qualifications, and not enough is being done to plug the skills gap. So Immersive Labs has built an online platform to identify, measure, and develop practical cyber skills. And here's one of their superstar managers, Sam, to come talk about it. Thank you very much. Thank you for welcoming.
Good afternoon. So there is currently 0% unemployment in cybersecurity, and it's estimated by 2019 there's going to be 1.5 million unfulfilled jobs in that space. And new articles keep coming out, and that number is actually going up. So if if we don't change the way we skill up cyber people or IT professionals into cyber roles, that's just going to get worse. So what does the industry currently do? Well, they wait for university grads to finish with 2-1 in computer science. And they also generally have to have another certification like CEH or CISSP. Those people are very difficult to come by. And what's worse is the amount of students enrolling in computer science degrees is actually going down. So we're not going to fill this 1.5 million gap by 2019 if we don't change the game. And that's what we're trying to do. We're doing that in two fronts. One, with our online platform, which provides a real live environment for IT professionals to upskill into cyber roles. And we also provide our Digital Cyber Academy. And this is a version of our platform that's free to all students in the UK, US, Australia, and Singapore. Students can build a profile and learn cyber skills, and our corporate paying customers can advertise jobs based on those validated skills. That's how we're trying to plug the cyber skills gap. And if you'd like to look at what we've got, we're just downstairs. We'll be more than happy to provide demonstrations for anyone. Thanks very much.
This is our final startup of the day. So before I introduced Hamilton out to the plan, I just wanted everyone to give a massive round of applause and give a hug afterwards to Sebastian and the TechDay team for pretty much being here for the last 6 hours and putting this whole event together. So thank you very much, Sebastian. I'm sure he'll be around for a few seconds after this. We're going to catch up and have a chat. Be fantastic. Thank you to all of you, obviously, for coming today, and everyone else. I hope you enjoyed yourselves and had an opportunity to see some of the great technical startups that we've got who've presented today. So our final startup, closing us out, is launched Hamilton Apps. So Hamilton Apps provides technologies for information and decision management. They help companies to speed up decision-making processes and to achieve full compliance while increasing internal productivity and realizing significant cost savings. Take us home, lad.
So thank you everyone for coming. It's been great meeting a lot of people today and seeing a lot of interest in what we do. So I'll kick off with a few words about us. So we're a French scale-up. We've been in the business for about 20 years. And what we do is we specialize in workplace technology. What we do is, in particular, is to marry not only software, but to marry software with hardware to provide basically a great experience for the residents of any company. So these are a few of our core apps. So starting with our meeting room booking software, it's not just about booking meeting rooms, it's also about the whole organization behind it. So for instance, you may want to add services like catering for a client breakfast. You may want a paperboard as well to be brought in. So this app also has an internal workflow that is going to allow you to kind of organize and streamline the whole process around the meeting and have it really carefree. It also is going to integrate with all your existing tools like Office 365 or Skype for Business. It also has hardware such as the tablets that you can see here on the picture that allows you to kind of book on the fly as well. So along with it, we have also a visitor management system that makes the whole process of onboarding a visitor very fast. So it takes about 15 seconds to onboard a new visitor from scratch. In order to achieve that, we're using hardware such as ID readers, so you can just swipe the ID card of the visitor and all the information gets imported. There's an automatic notification to the host of the meeting, so basically the whole experience of the visitor becomes much more high level and much higher quality. It allows companies to also offer a better experience to their visitors and really have a great brand image from the start of the meeting. We also have facility help desk software, so typically this is really aimed at the residents of any company or co-working space. Essentially, it tackles all the everyday problems that are around the workplace. Like for instance, somebody is going to spill some coffee, and you need somebody to clean it up. Now you don't need anymore to chase people and call people, etc. to get it done. Just go on the app, you submit it to a form with just a few clicks or taps, and the work order is just going through. It's great also for facility managers because that allows them to know exactly what kind of incidents, at what occurrence they're happening. The workplace allows them to track the time for intervention on site, and also it gives them the feedback from the residents, so they can better service those people. And it's also great for maintenance staff because they get just one app, one platform where all the queries come through, and it's already sorted, already prioritized, so they can work much more efficiently that way. We're currently working with a lot of large corporations, and we're working very hard to streamline our application and make them and put them in the hands of a growing number of companies, in particular smaller companies and co-working spaces. And this is something that we're hoping to release in the middle of next year, a more online and lighter version of the platform that we currently have. So back on the platform, so on the top we have kind of the application that we currently have live. And on the bottom is what is coming next. So we want to push the whole ecosystem further to also cater the needs for desk booking for the growing number of companies that are switching to agile workspaces and kind of structure this whole new way of working. We're also adding hardware sensors that will allow you to get much more analytics about your real estate usage. So the goal here is really to give all the tools to a company to make a better use of their existing real estate footprint and to reduce it if necessary. That's pretty much it. Thank you very much. We're really hoping to see you back at the booth for a demo of our platform. We're really looking forward to grow. We're already growing, we're profitable, and we just want to do much more. Thank you very much.
Right, thank you very much, everyone. We're done for another year. There's still startups and tea and coffee and food downstairs, so please do stick around and chat to some of the guys who're doing it. Thank you very much for coming. See you next year.